Liberal. Liberal, 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 liberal. Happy fun, la la la. Human smuggling, fentanyl deaths. Forced government euthanasia, chopping up children's genitals, la 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 la, la 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 la.
Okay. Well, let's see. This is a... Actually, go ahead and turn yours down slightly. Like, just
Okay.
like barely any. An El Clasico episode. So
Go the right
10.
way. Oh, I can never tell with this fucking thing. I took the small tail and turned it clockwise. I turned away from the small tail.
I think so. Yeah. Good enough now. It's
All
not.
right.
It's not picking me up. Yeah. So this is episode 10, and like I said, a classic episode.
Eins, zwei, drei, vier, fünf, sechs, seven, acht, neun, ten.
Yeah, I don't know.
So here we are. Just got back from a funeral, basically. This is the first official nightcast as well.
It is a nightcast.
And not only is it a nightcast, it's a basement cast.
Yes.
Haunted basement cast. So
My dad let us use this space. Don't worry about it.
this is my AC went out, so it's the basement, the root cellar cast. To keep us
Exactly.
cool. I was on the way back from that funeral we were at. There was this guy who he pulled out of a store
Okay.
and then immediately basically cut everybody off.
All right.
And I had to let him in because it was like either get into an accident or let the guy in.
Sure.
So slow down, let the guy in. And they like blown out 2500, a Chevy 2500 blown out, and he had a handicap license plate, right, and just like a shit ton of stickers. And
Nice.
I'm stuck behind him for a while, and I'm looking at all the stickers that he has on there, and it's I don't understand what the fuck is the point of I understand if you're a person who loves Donald Trump putting a Donald Trump sticker on.
Are you just talking about like stickers in general?
Well, that's what. Yes, because it's if you're like a person who has a political opinion, I understand a political sticker. To me, the most understandable thing is feeling a type of way about a political thing to put it on. I understand that.
I mean, it's just a low IQ move.
Yes, but this is below IQ. Below low IQ.
Were they like how many stickers were on the back?
I mean, his entire bottom of his rear windshield. It was a truck, right? So it's like the flat,
yeah,
I guess, rear windshield, and it's all the way down the left side, all the way across the bottom, all the way up the right side. Its tailgate had stickers on.
Wow.
And the stickers though, so they were. This is an old guy, and the stickers are. Like I'm saying, I can't even wrap my mind around why you would. It's like a picture of Bugs Bunny running away from the Martian cartoon, shooting a laser gun at him, and that's his entire.
That's pretty anti-Trump, if you ask me.
Well, but I'm saying it's like what I wanted to like be like, what the fuck were you like? What was the thought? Like, what were you hoping to invoke when you put this on there? Like your tailgate, you see the people who are. There's like different types of trashy people with all of their stickers, and you get the people who are like just trashy, harmless people who have the entire like wolf howling at the moon on the tailgate.
Where they actually think it's cool, not
Yes,
like that. It's cool because I'm edgy.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
like that. It's not ironic in any way. It's
right.
like that's just what it is. And then you get the people who have I've seen multiple of the like kidnapped woman airbrushed.
Really?
Have you ever seen that?
No, I don't think so.
So it's like your tailgate, right?
Okay.
It's painted like you're carrying a kidnapped hogtied woman.
Okay.
In the bed.
I have seen the fake hair out of the back though.
I've never seen that, but
where it's like it's like airbrushed lady on the trunk and they have like extensions hanging out.
Oh, that's advanced. That's like tier 2. But I saw one right during COVID.
Okay.
Where it was the governor of Michigan
kidnapped.
And it was funny because later on there was a dude who got arrested for that because it was
Did he really?
threat. Yeah. But this dude had, and even that it's like a really trashy thing, and obviously it's like, why the fuck would you put that up? But it's like, okay, you're trying to like
Make some type of statement, I
but
guess.
the entire tailgate is a Martian cartoon from the fucking 60s shooting a laser
Yeah,
beam.
what is that even supposed to represent?
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
What's
What's
the message here?
What was the thought? Like you went out of your way to put this on, and is it something like, oh, my kids like it, so
Sure.
okay, or my grandkids?
What if
like
it's just about nothing? And he's like, yeah, I got 2 fucking guys talking about it, and that's
maybe, but
like
I
his
think
end
that
game.
if you're a boomer with Punisher stickers
Oh, that's a good
all
point.
over your car, and then one of the stickers, I couldn't tell what it was, but I'm pretty sure it said Barry Lyndon 23, and I don't know.
Did he have any Bush stickers?
No, these were recent. This is like they were all put on at the same time. I could tell by looking at the thing, right?
Really?
So it was.
That's an advanced
I was
move.
looking at the bottom, and like he had a Punisher. The oldest one was definitely a standard Punisher sticker.
Okay.
With no thin blue line. That's what I'm used to seeing.
Sure.
Just a run of the mill Punisher skull. That one was sun faded the most, so it was also in the middle of the bottom of his windshield. I think that might have been the start, right?
Sure.
The infection spread from there.
I don't know if I should do this or not. Puts it on.
Well, and then I was looking at the other stuff too that he had on there, because I stopped behind him, and I was trying to get a gauge of like, maybe this is like a whimsical old man who like I don't fucking know, but and the best I couldn't come up with a reason why you would put like a cartoon. What's the rabbit called?
Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny running away from the Martian guy, and I'm assuming it's.
Are you supposed to like? So let's say he cut you off. Are you the Martian and he's Bugs Bunny, or is he like?
Well, I would assume that in that circumstance, yes, because he's like. Yeah, exactly, and I just have to chase him, but. How like this is the thing I've always wondered with those steering wheel covers that are fuzzy like that. How long until they get crusty and matted?
Almost immediately, guaranteed. I mean, think about how many times they lotion their hands when they do that shit. So you got like fresh lotion. So we're stopped at the light, and it's literally like something was wrong with its transmission, because as we were stopped at the light, it was literally lurching back and forth rhythmically.
Maybe it was turboed.
Dude, enough to where it was like jumping up and down, and you could see the lady in the front just like getting jostled around.
Was it a Trax?
Yes. It was an all-wheel drive Trax. And so I kept doing that. I mean, it was like so obnoxious. Like, holy fuck, like, what's going on? And she didn't even give a fuck. She was just like, this is where I am. This is where I'm at. I was just like, damn.
It's funny because this is apparently like a regional thing around us, where in like Pontiac and Detroit, where I have seen this more than once, and I thought I had always assumed it was just a black person thing that I didn't understand. They will at a stoplight, they'll coast. Okay,
just like initially stop and then just like take your foot off the brake and go.
Normally, what it is they're basically like they'll let their foot off the brake and start rolling and then stop, and then they'll let their foot off the brake and start rolling and then stop, and they'll be like over the sidewalk, like through the crosswalk,
yeah,
but not like in the intersection, so that they get like a head start. And usually they're trying to time posting with the light turning green.
Sure, okay.
But I have seen there was a few times when I was in Detroit, and I have seen and Pontiac, but mostly Detroit, when they're this brazen, they just take their foot off the brake if nobody's there, and then
they just coast through the light.
And then don't accelerate until they're on the other side. Like it's supposed to.
It's not illegal.
Yeah, exactly.
It's it's like one of the like Dune force fields. It stops bullets, but a knife that's slow traveling.
I don't know, but I was like, I was trying to figure out.
Officer, I was coasting.
I was trying to figure out if that was like a universal experience to see this, and I looked it up, and that's not. And that people are like, yeah, this happens in Detroit all the time. But not so. There you go. It's like Coney dogs that don't have beans in them, and
hey man,
chicken pitas.
Places to go, people to see. I guess
I did. It's funny because I was actually talking to Rachel about this on the way to the funeral. I got like cursed by a. I don't even know how to explain what the fuck this was. I haven't eaten fast food in a while. It was upsetting my tummy.
Yeah.
Right. So this week I didn't have any leftovers, and I had to have Taco Bell.
Mm.
and I'm
Naturally.
driving to Taco Bell, and it's on the left-hand side of the road, and I'm driving, and I'm like there's 2 lanes,
Uh-huh.
and I'm slowing down,
Yep.
and I hear a truck behind me start to speed up. Okay, and I can tell, I just know exactly what it is because I'm hearing metal pinging and at least 1 leak on the manifold.
Okay.
Okay, so it's like quite loud, and like ping, 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 and I'm like,
You're like
right.
2008 rusted out 1500.
I mean, is F-150. It was one of the
Close.
round
Okay,
ones. Yeah,
realm. In the
close. Yeah,
realm
it got
of
like
it.
a 2002 like F-150, one of the ones the Mexican guys like.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm driving and I'm starting to slow down and I could hear this guy just revving and like barely catching up and it's like bogging down and like shifting and everything. And I can see I'm looking straight ahead, but I can see that there's a guy looking at me like riding parallel with me, matching my speed
Sure. Yep.
in the truck looking at me. And I'm like, I don't want to look at the fucking guy, right? So I eventually I get to the part where I'm going to turn into the left turn lane and I look over at him and it's this really crusty, dirty old white guy who had the full on like Friar Tuck hair,
Yep.
but it was long, it's like a skullet, right?
Okay.
White beard, okay? And he's just he's not looking at the road, he's just staring at me. Like looking at me like that. Okay. And I'm staring at him for another second, and then he lifts his hand up and he has arthritis fucked up fingers
Nice.
with a cigarette in between them. And he points at me with his like crinkle
Yes.
cut fry fingers and the cigarette. And he just starts like, it looked like he literally just like, ah, okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and I just got in the left turn lane and he kept going. And I didn't think anything of it. And then I've had diarrhea ever since. So I think I got
You got
cursed by a
cursed?
wizard. Yeah.
Wow.
the Taco Bell wizard fucking got
Damn.
me, man.
Dude, I will not stop at a fast food restaurant if it is on the left side of the road. If I have to cross 2 lanes of traffic, I'll just starve. I don't care. I'm not doing that.
That one's not bad though. It's like the guy there, cool. He, extra sauce.
I always wonder this. How far would you drive out of your way to get like if you could get like your specific order made perfectly, like a good fast food? Would you even go out of your way for it? Would you be like, oh man, you know what? I really want some Taco Bell. I'll go 15 minutes to get the real Taco Bell.
If this was like a few years ago, maybe, but I think everything's just garbage now.
Right.
I guess if
but
you
in
were
your
like,
prime,
okay,
like how far
no,
would you
I'm
actually
saying
go?
if right now, if it was like one town over, add an extra 20 minutes to the trip, right?
Right.
Like say you're gonna get fast food, you're on your way back from
Wherever.
something,
Yep.
and you're gonna get fast food, and you can take a 10-minute detour both ways, and it'll be like vintage 20, maybe 2008 level Taco Bell, right?
Yes.
I would do that.
Yeah.
But if you were like, hey, right now, if we drive an hour, we could get like 5-year-old Taco Bell, I'd say no. So
Yeah.
that's what I think.
I always think about how much money do you think you can actually make with actually making the food good versus just like the bare meat?
Not enough.
Not enough to just
anyway.
Yeah, so not enough to justify good employees that actually don't lump the fucking beans on one side and the sour cream on the other.
I don't know. The thing that really got me about the thing that made me stop eating Taco Bell, because that was, you could get it for a good deal, right? But the thing that made me stop was they had one of their like $6 or $7 value meals on the app. Picture of it had a beefy 5-layer, and then went to order, you couldn't select the beefy 5-layer.
Ah, nice.
That was when I was like,
Class
capitalism
action.
has failed. I was okay. Have you ever? I know you've seen Elden Ring challenge videos, right? Like any Dark Souls challenge video, whatever. Like usually I like to like just have them on in the background sometimes. If I'm playing Elden Ring or playing Dark Souls 3 or whatever, I'll put on like just like a random challenge video.
Yeah.
And it's just like background noise.
Yeah.
Right. And like I don't know what the fuck the deal is with the Elden Ring ones, but I didn't start seeing those until they're like weirdly sexual, like everything is like a weird sexual joke, and I don't know, I thought maybe it was just who I was watching, right?
Okay.
And then they kept being like, gonna poke him with hard shaft, like using a spear run. stuff. And I'm like, dude, this is like fucking weird. I don't want to hear this. And then I went and I kept going through them, and they were like, everyone I listened to was like that. And I didn't understand. And I was like, is this like a thing?
So
Is
like every like Elden Ring streamer now has 8th grade humor or something?
I guess. And then I went on to the Bloodborne. There's a Bloodborne video I was watching, and the guy
Okay.
was like, and then I fisted them. They're doing whatever. And
Fucking shit,
yeah,
dude.
and I was
Damn.
like, who finds this funny? Like, what the fuck?
I guess.
I didn't know if you had seen that.
No,
or not,
I haven't,
because-
but I do have some people that I know by obligation that would find that stuff hilarious.
yes.
And it's just like, well, that fits the clientele. So I mean,
I don't know, I think
guess.
these people, I think, genuinely were. They thought it was very funny.
Dude, and these people that I know, they think they're fucking hilarious.
I don't know.
And it's
Well-
like, yeah. And when she came over, I said, "Sniff my dick."
I mean, it's literally like, that's what she said. And they genuinely like. What is funny about it? Or just like any sort of having a normal conversation and then being like sexual injection.
Yes.
It's just not fucking funny, man. Who's laughing at?
Yeah.
this?
So
What-
the political climate of Palestine right now, boobs.
it's more like, I mean, literally just like, yeah, that was a big explosion. That's what she said to me last night when I was having sex. And
Yeah.
it's like, who the fuck is laughing at this?
You
But
laugh at that when you're younger and an older person tells you because you don't want them to beat you up.
Every time I've ever heard that, I've never understood it, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll get this when I'm older.
Yeah, maybe I'll get this when I'm married. No. Maybe I'll get this when I have kids. No. Maybe I'll get this when I'm older. No. It's just not fucking funny.
You don't get it. It's like, I mean, it's literally poo-poo jokes.
Yes.
Is what it, but the reason why I brought the Elden Ring thing up was because I was going through and seeing there's a couple of things I was looking up, and I was trying to understand, where's this weapon? Where is this? And specifically with, the convergence mods, you have to do a lot of research and figure out where stuff is. And the amount of fucking people that post on any level of forum, whether it'll be like a Reddit thing
Yep.
or even like 4chan gaming forums,
Okay.
they'll post a picture of the character that they designed and
Okay.
their name and be like, this is my OC. Like, you know what that is?
No.
So that
I know
was,
OG.
no, so OC is original content.
Okay.
So it's like a person basically being like, you know about the Sonic the Hedgehog thing, right? Or like,
Yes.
so it's like if you look up any name of the hedgehog,
Yep.
somebody retarded has already made a
Yes.
it's like that, but that's an OC.
Oh.
So these people are when they have never played a Souls game or any type of game before,
Okay.
and they feel that everyone in the whole world needs to understand that they've created their character, and it's like, this is fucking like Ash, and this is his background. And this is what
Okay.
he looks like. And like whatever. And I'm going through and I'm seeing all this shit. And then people were being like, when I did my OC playthrough, whatever, blah, 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 I found out somebody tried to steal my characters.
What?
And it's like, this is my OC. It's an extension of me. And it's like, dude, okay.
Okay.
This is like institutionalized, these fucking people. It's a video game.
Dude,
Like,
I feel bad about the guy that I stole his character slides to make Samuel L. Jackson for one of my characters.
dude, it was his OC, man.
It was.
But I was like reading through that, and I kept clicking people's on Reddit. You can click their profile and
Yeah.
see,
Yeah.
and I mean, it would be like every single one of them would be posting an anime things, and it'd be posting in which this is a whole. I was kind of hoping Isaac would be here because I need his
Okay.
perspective of this. You know what Has Been Hotel is?
No.
Ooh, buddy, it's a it's actually not anime, but it's anime adjacent.
Okay.
So, it draws my ire.
Yeah.
It might be worse. It's like imitation anime.
Really?
So let me pull a picture of this up. The storyline of it, and dude, I don't even want to go into it a ton because it's like this is the people who make OCs
Sure.
for video games
This
and then
is-
share them. This is the type of shit that they like. So this is what the characters look like.
Ah.
Okay. And it's a show marketed at children about a hotel in hell.
Oh.
And there's a woman who is somehow related to Satan who is trying to revive or like redeem sinners in the
Okay.
hotel. And he's also gay. and
Dude, this
the
just got
angels
Reddit screamed all
the
over
angels are the real bad guys.
it. Oh,
okay.
okay.
And I like don't even I don't even understand what the fuck this is, and it's the whole point of this is it's like I don't even know how to comprehend it.
You're short circuiting.
Yeah, and I'm seeing this, and this is the people, and all their like their profile pictures on this website are these people from this like gay Satan show that's marketed at children, but they're all like 25
and like 35
and like live. Yeah, literally half their posts will be like, they'll they do a thing called shipping, which is where they make up a fake relationship between fictional characters within the same show.
Bro, oh
So,
my gosh.
I know, I go through these fucking people and they'll be like, this is my OC for fucking Elden Ring, and her name is Claire, and she's a wizard. And I'll look in and it'll be like, this is my ship for fucking Supernatural, and like Sam and Dean are kissing on the bed.
Dude, I have seen some shit like that. That's just oh my gosh. I honestly, I think I just probably because it's shocking. It shocks my system so much. I always thought it was satire, just like haha, giggle, giggle, giggle. But no, there's actually people that are like, yeah, this is my boyfriend, and this is my boyfriend's girlfriend.
Well, it's not even that. I mean, these people are writing. They're literally. So I didn't do a good enough job explaining the shipping.
Yeah,
thing,
you did a fucking terrible job.
and it was, in particular, they like to do it with like anything fictional.
Okay.
And there seems to always be a gay slant to it. That's every fucking time.
Well, naturally.
Okay? But the Supernatural one, that was weird girls that we went to high school.
Oh,
That Supernatural has always been a thing where it was like,
dude,
it's
don't talk
always
about
been a
Gene
thing.
like that, dude.
Okay, but the new thing will be to like specifically that I looked this up because what the fuck is going on here? The Has Been Hotel thing. Apparently, there's like the guy who's the main bad guy. His daughter is the lady who owns the motel.
What?
But then it's like this most common thing is that they're dating, but then people are like, well, actually I don't see them as being related because I'm shipping them together.
Oh my fucking
like,
gosh,
I don't know what
dude. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it's just incoherent, like just like I don't even know how to describe it. And I was just seeing this and it was like getting like a raw infeed of just obscene information that I like can't make fit into any category. Right. And then I didn't even know what the show looked like. Right. Because I had assumed that this like fucking shitty art style was like a weird like fan art thing.
Sure.
Right. So I'm like, is this like an anime? Is this like some other gay shit? I don't know what the fuck this is.
Some Saturday morning cartoon.
No, what I had assumed is it was like some weird anime that was like whatever, and then people were crudely drawing it in an art style.
Okay, yeah.
Whatever. So look it up. No, it's not even Japanese. It is a woman named like Busy Papa Mayo or something, who's this like fat, ugly. Like,
see now everything's coming together.
Okay, but
now
hold on,
this
let me
makes
show you
sense.
this lady. So Vivian Madero, or I don't know, whatever. She's like some disgusting goblin woman who, and that's what she looks like. Okay. And I look at her shows because I think she originally had started as like a YouTube animator.
Okay.
Which gay, but whatever. And then all of her fucking shows have some weird obsession with being related to like they're marketed towards children, but they have a satanic undertone and not even an undertone. It's like the backdrop.
It's blatant. It's
literally 2 or 3 of her shows that she did are set in hell where the angels are portrayed as bad guys.
I wonder if she has a little hat.
No, she doesn't. She's I looked it up. She doesn't.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure her reasoning behind it was that when she was a young fat girl instead of an old fat girl, that she was like,
she always wanted her uncle to come into her room late at night.
I'm pretty sure it was like, I'm a lesbian, and they told me that was bad. So actually, they're the bad guys.
The bad guys are the good guys.
Yes, I did
I'm the good guy.
Literally, yes, that was so I just couldn't fucking believe it when I was looking through all this because
wow.
I mean, it's also funded by Amazon. That's the show is on Amazon Prime, and it's literally they made a specific. They did like some specific thing to make sure they got extra funding
Okay.
for this show. That's literally marketing Satanism to children, and like I don't
No,
even.
dude, that's I don't understand why you can't just make this make sense.
And that's
You should just accept this.
that goes into one of the other things that I've never been able to. I've known like edgy losers in real life that claim they're Satanists, right? And they always say the same shit, which is like, well, none of it's real anyway, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, but if you don't believe in any of it, and you think that God's not real and whatever, you understand that Satan is a bad guy.
Right.
So why would you pick? Like, if you're saying you're not evil, you're just something different.
Right.
Why would you pick this?
Right.
There's no way to make this make sense other than you were either trying to make your parents angry, okay, or you're actually like, yes, I am evil. I drink blood. Yes. And then it's also funny because all these people, if you're a Satanist, there's like a 50% chance you're gay, right? So it's like, are you like just affirming that being gay is evil? Like, I don't understand what the fuck this is. I don't.
Oh, that's an awesome correlation. You should email the Vatican and be like, hey, so due to my research.
I don't know, man. That thing threw me. I was staring at this, and that was why I wanted Isaac here, because he's an anime defender, right? And I don't understand the OC thing, and I was hoping he could help explain it. That is it's a rampant thing with anime. But yes,
Dude, maybe I should get an OC.
I mean, technically you do, because anything, according to the retarded people on the forums I browse,
Okay.
any character that you've ever made that wasn't just the default settings is an OC.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So,
well, I'm happy to know that my OC Groiler is level 255 on Elden Ring. He's a faith build, and he's completed everything. So my OC already made it all the way to the end. I will say this, the one and only time I have ever posted on Reddit was some guy was asking a question about, I've played Elden Ring 15 times. What am I supposed to do now? And all I commented was convergence. And that was it, because the convergence mod is really good. But anyway, funny story for all you lot. My father has currently psyoped our Bible study into studying and deciphering the origins of Zionism. And it's pretty funny because everyone else is very uncomfortable about it, but they have no choice because they had an open topic, and that's what he was put out. So I was just telling them, Grant, that my father has officially psyoped his Bible study to study Zionism and its origins, and it's very funny because everyone there is extremely uncomfortable and like,
well, aren't you in this?
yes.
So what, like, I mean, is it literally, I don't, how did he say it? Did he just say, this is what we're doing? Nobody said no?
Yeah, pretty much. And like just bombarded the pastor with like, this is what we should do, this is what we should do, and here it is, here's all this material. And apparently either the pastor had enough interest or he was tired of fighting and was like, here we go.
Nice.
So now give me another week and a half and we'll tell you all about Errol Herzog.
Are you gonna create your own sermon for it?
Yes, I am.
You could just play this podcast. There's at least like a couple minute clip from each of these.
That is a good point, especially the last one. We had a little bit of that on there. But I listened to a Jake Shields clip today. and I was just thinking about, if my dad got a hold of this would be the end. Like that would be it. There would be nothing left.
Well, it's wild because, okay, can I have that, please? That was a nail. That dude, so he was not particularly confrontational with anyone.
Okay. Like
right?
during his like fighting era.
Yeah, when he was a MMA fighter. He was like the bad guy to the George St. Pierre thing. He was like a heel. he was like the heel, so they had like one of the best intros ever for one of the MMA fight things was Jake Shields,
Uh-huh.
and he was like GSP was training, or it was basically one of the two was training, and the other guy was like on the newspapers and shit.
Okay.
Right? So it was like I think it was GSP was on the newspapers, he's on whatever, and Jake Shields is like training and he's got like a hoodie on and he's like doing all this stuff. And then it like transitions to him, like the fight being announced, and he like walks like with the same like underground fighter gear on, like into the arena.
Okay.
But it was I mean, different time, but it was cool.
Sure.
Right. And I also remember specifically that he was like a very he was boring as fuck to watch. He was great at fighting, but
Okay.
like he
He fought to win, not just like be
he
showy,
he
or
couldn't. He was really good at grappling.
okay.
Had the power of a 10-year-old girl in his fists, right?
Uh-huh.
Technically okay at striking. He wasn't good at striking, but he was
Sure.
technically okay. But there was no power behind it,
Okay.
right? So it was like he was just an anaconda that also had a hard time finishing people. So
That is so like you could be amazing at striking, but if you have like no
Yes.
power behind
yeah, I mean it's just whatever. So so that dude he was generally liked. That's why the part where I'm like, when did this start? He was generally like almost every single person was cool with him.
Okay.
Right? Like people thought that like in general they were like, well, he doesn't have the most interesting fighting style, but clearly one of the best in the world.
Okay.
Like whatever, I
Interesting.
basically
He didn't like leave on bad terms or anything like that. He didn't like get
No, I
screwed
think
out of
he-
a contract.
So he was might have been in WC, think, or Strikeforce. Then he left after. I know he fought GSP for the title, but I think he lost.
Okay.
But
Dude, because he is like in the deep end right now.
he was
like,
also vegan for a long time. I remember him talking about.
really.
Yeah, and then that was to bring this all back to actually what you were talking about. I hadn't heard anything from him almost 10 years, right?
Okay.
Like, it had been forever. He was like
Nowhere. Just
yeah. I
not.
thought I was like, oh, maybe maybe he's coaching or something.
Sure.
And then there's a clip of like him and some like right wing influencer guy.
Okay.
And it's like, yeah, Israel's a real problem. And I'm like, wait, what?
like just out of nowhere.
Yeah,
the
literally,
first
it was
clip.
him. He was in a cutoff sweatshirt in a comedy event where like what do they have comedy shows? What are those called?
Comedy clubs.
I guess
The
yeah.
Green Worm. The Mothership.
Green Worm.
The Green Worm.
He was in the back of one of those things on a couch in a cutoff hoodie with nobody listening to him and a camera recording him talking about how Israel was bad. And so it's kind of funny to me that is this a guy who holds a lot of sway with your father?
I don't think he knows about him,
Not
but
yet.
I mean, like, this would just be like someone affirming everything he's ever said about everything and be like, wow, that's incredible. Like, I didn't know. Look at all these. And then he would have the audacity to just literally hear something that he heard for the first time and then forward it to like 15 different people and be like, well, he said it. So, like, that's what it is.
Yeah, this fucking guy, he's right, dude.
And so I saw a clip like that today and I was like, oh man, I really got to keep that, close to the vest.
I do think he also, if I remember right, Jake Shields had a he had his podcast was named Fight Back.
Yes.
And it was originally an MMA podcast.
Oh.
Jiu-Jitsu, because he was a legit. I mean, he won in 2005. He won the Pan American Jiu-Jitsu Championship, which that's a big deal. And he took third in the World Championship.
Oh,
which and that's like,
well, I mean, it is metaphysical jiu-jitsu, basically, if you think about it.
So true. I'm mentoring wrestling a Jew man at all times.
Yes. Yes.
But the funny part is somebody says that originally I thought the fight back meant about MMA fighting. Time went on, I realized he meant white nationalism, anti-Semitism, Holocaust denial. Funny to me that somebody was no, Jake, no.
You used to be such a good guy. And now you hate him.
Oh yeah, he got fucking. I remember when he signed with the PFL, which was like the PFL. I don't even know if they're still around, but they were the Professional Fighters League.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
and they were like basically a corporate attempt at making MMA into a sport like football or baseball where there's seasons.
Okay, they were the first ones you said to like try to do that.
No, well, the UFC is.
Okay, so what was the PFL in relation to the UFC? Where they like?
What I'm saying, the PFL was the like corporate version of the UFC. So I'm saying like ESPN invested in it and some other big network like Bali Sports, which I think is Fox,
Okay.
whatever. So basically, they had like billions of investment.
Okay.
Right. But the way they set it up is they were saying, okay, so we're going to have season 1 and you will have a structure to this. So every Saturday, there will be MMA fights, PFL fights, which will lead to a finale.
Okay.
So it was basically an extended tournament.
Okay.
But it was set up where it'll happen over 3 months.
Right, instead
This
of
is
3 days.
season 1. This is season 2. So it'll be like, it'll wait season 1 winner. This
Sure.
guy. Okay. But I don't think a single person made it through the whole thing uninjured because you can't do that. Okay.
you can't,
But
you can't have 12 fights in a fucking year.
Yeah, and he was one of the guys who made it, and I do remember watching it. And they had they swung for the fences and they got some real dudes, and they got him to join, I think, season 3, right? And he got like this fucking guy who I don't even think is good, like just obliterated it.
Really?
I remember I remember waking up in the morning after one of the fights, and it was like this guy whose name was like Ronald or something. He was something the third.
Okay.
Okay. And I remember the fight was one of the dude, Jake Shields was like on the ground and he was like, and just getting the shit punched out of him. And then it was like, oh, the rematch. And it was like a year later. And then just the same thing happened again. They never fought again. So that's the thing. Now he yells about Jewish people and gays, apparently.
All right.
So
There you go. All right.
he does have 143,000 YouTube subscribers off of the thing I'm looking at.
Oh, there you go.
Only I was Jake Shields.
Oh, dude, you know the meal ticket. Hot. It's a hot piece of pie right now.
Guy who can barely talk.
Yes, and it's also really funny because like he like just breathes into his mic the entire time. So you hear another guy talking, all you hear is
That was a thing that I remember some of the early Joe Rogan stuff.
Huh?
Where it would be like a guy talking and he'd be like, yeah, like the fucking, if you smoke weed, it's like really cool. And then you'd hear Joni be like, like just, fuck,
yeah,
man.
breathing way too close.
You're raped by a guy.
I did come across another one where it was Martin Luther also had a Henry Ford novel back in 1537 called let me make sure we get this right. The Jews and Their Lies. And that was after the 99 Thesis. He began with saying, preach to them and they can be redeemed. And then after he actually tried to do that, he was like, all right, well, these guys fucking suck. And so I was really debating whether or not to send that to my dad. I was like, let's just see what this does.
It is wild to me, the amount of stuff that he has a lot of opinions and a lot of things that are not examined in any depth at all. It's genuinely insane to me that he has never thought about doing any of his own research. Like it's like to present an opinion or information that you saw on a like clip, basically as with the confidence of somebody who went to college to study it.
Right.
And I'm like,
or if you spent 5 years reading every single thing on it possibly, and then formulating that opinion versus someone be like repeating verbatim.
He literally talks, he will see a 30-second clip of something, speak about it as confidently as I do about something I've done for 10 years.
Yes.
It's insane. I've always assumed that he is whenever he's talking about insane shit, it's like a thing where he basically is like,
I
"Oh,
dedicated my life to this.
I've been researching this since before you were born."
Yes.
You know, because I've had people who will say stuff that is on the surface absolutely insane, and then you talk to them longer, and you go, like, "Okay, you're abstractly describing a thing that you know so much about you want to talk about."
Right.
Right?
Right.
This is not that. This is whatever clickbait thing. He's like, "Well, it must be real. They wouldn't put it out if it was a lie."
Yep.
I mean, it's literally like what was with the flat Earth stuff, like we had talked about with Isaac before. It's
Yeah.
like, well, why would somebody go out of their way to lie about it?
Right.
It's more likely that the guy who made a 30-second video is telling the truth than everyone else.
Right. Exactly. Then everything I have believed up until this point. So don't worry. Tucker Carlson's Netanyahu documentary is coming out. So
Oh, is it?
yes, the private files.
I was trying to come up with funny stuff. I was okay. So I was listening to a couple of podcasts earlier in the week. Okay, and one of them, and this made me laugh. I enjoy people who hate shit for no reason.
Sure.
I find it. I love it. Like if you just have it's to me, it's the purest.
It's
thing.
very yes, that's very
Okay.
intuitive from where I'm sitting. I can tell.
There was one of the like PGL episodes with Sam Hyde and Nick Rosenfort, where Sam Hyde went on like a 30-minute rant about how much he hates deaf, and he was talking about how the sign language is the way he was describing.
It's so distracting.
No. He was saying that it is self-centered and everyone look at me, and he's going on about this shit, and I'm like dying laughing listening to it. It's just like so. I'm like yes. And it's like he's talking
It's
about
just fanning
well,
your
and he's
fire.
like, yeah, all you've ever been told your whole life is everyone needs to look at you. You're deaf. You're special. Everyone needs to look at you. And you're doing the stupid shit with your hands. And I'm like yes.
Oh my gosh,
So-
that's hilarious.
So yes, I did kind of agree with him with some of it because have you ever like been around deaf people or not? Like
Yes,
so we had at school I went to a long time ago. There was a family who was like they were. I don't really understand the whole circumstance, but the mom would do a lot of like sign language training,
Sure.
basically, right? And the people that she would bring around were weird Karens,
Okay.
right? But I don't know if that was because they were deaf or because it was like a weird like Lutheran thing.
Okay.
Like because it was like this was a
Or just old white women attaching to themselves that do not apply to them but make it their personality.
I don't know. This was a Lutheran American Sign Language.
Oh.
So I think it had to do.
You have to respect this.
I don't know. And I remember thinking, man, these people are all really weird and stuck up, but I assume it's because they're deaf. So this is
Yeah,
why I
alright.
thought it was so funny, the whole thing. But I remember also her telling me about how she took her kids we were in, the oldest one was in 4th grade.
Okay.
The youngest one was in kindergarten.
Okay.
They went to a deaf people party.
Okay.
And they were playing music so loud that her youngest kid's ears started to bleed.
Oh my-
And they had to put wax from Baby Bell cheese in them to stop it.
What the fuck?
Yes, so maybe deaf people are evil. I don't know, man.
I still find it so fucking funny when you see these stories of like the interpreters, the sign language interpreters that don't actually know anything and they're just making hand signs. And I like to think about the people like, all right, guys, we have our speaker, we have these people, we need a sign language interpreter.
Yeah.
And this lady's like, I can do it. And like, okay, show me what you can do. And nobody knows it. It's like, all right, fuck, I guess they know what they're doing.
I don't know, man. I just that one made me laugh a lot. But
Oh
that
my
whole
God.
thing, that was kind of it doesn't
Fucking
really
look at him. Look at me.
Well, he was talking about how it's the way he was just and
That's very funny.
I do put some value in it because it was maybe not exactly that, but I do put some value in the core of what he was saying. But it's like physiognomy, I think, where it's like if you pick a bad name for a person, they
Okay.
will be morphed into a bad person.
Sure.
Where it's like if you name your kid Shit Dick, like the power of the name will turn them into somebody not good.
Sure.
Okay, and it's like the way he was describing it as his friend Nick. He's like, Nicks are like good guys.
Okay.
Like if you meet a Nick, he's gonna help you out. He's gonna like whatever.
Hey, Nicholas.
I don't know. This is his explanation, and he's like, but it also has to do with the language you speak and I do agree with this to an extent where, in general, people who speak a different language will generally have there will be a people who speak Spanish in Mexico all generally fit in with a certain set of parameters that people who speak English in America do not fit within.
Okay.
Okay. And at first I thought it just had to do with like, well, yeah, you're from America, you're from whatever.
Right.
But then look at Europe. Germans who speak German that learn French claim they have a different personality when they speak French. Like it's like
Okay.
there's like a French
Sure.
version of
Yeah.
it.
So like there's a power to the language that you're using.
Yes, it is more like the attack style of the language, where it's like Germans are very frank and like very just like, I don't even know if I would say aggressive. They're to the point. Okay. And it's like, so they don't have that like veneer of like being a social person.
Sure.
They're not amiable, right?
Yeah, they have no tax to
yeah, it's
anything
literally
they
just
say.
like your shoes untied. That's it. There's
Yeah,
no like,
right.
hello, and there's no small talk. There's no pretending to be nice. It's like the difference between a northeasterner and a southerner.
Yeah.
Right. And there's no faking it. This is what it is. And with French people and him talking, it's like, yeah, you know, like anyone who speaks French, they're evil. They're just they're sour people, right? And so I don't know. I just one of the most enjoyable things to me. So
That's fucking funny.
I was also thinking about why wasn't I was thinking about, I want to talk to Isaac about it again. So I might save this for later. But I had designed a special lifting regimen. I didn't know that it was.
Okay.
So there was Isaac and I had talked about like a couple of years ago when I was still lifting heavy. We had talked about like, oh, you know, how much you squat, how much you whatever, right? And I was talking to him about how I had this design in my mind for an Olympic Games
Okay.
of like unique lifts, and one of them that I had thought of was a squat.
Okay.
Okay, where you'd be wearing a shirt.
Yep.
Okay, and you'd be wearing basically like a wrestling singlet
Okay.
with like a butthole cut out.
Okay.
Okay. And then you would put your maximum squat on the bar.
Yep.
You go down, and at the bottom of the squat, you'd be forced to shit into a bowl on a scale.
Oh.
Okay. And then you'd have to get all of it out and then stand up and rack the weight.
Okay.
Okay.
How's this scored?
This is what I'm getting to. So we were at work and we were discussing about how would it be a ratio of the size of the shit to the weight?
Okay.
Okay. But then Isaac's point to that was that you could sandbag your weight,
Yes.
right?
I was
And
about to.
just have diarrhea
Yeah.
and whatever. And then we were talking about what would the point deductions be for diarrhea versus like
For
fully
density?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Because I was gonna say, if it's a ratio, then dude, I think pregnant women got it all the way down. They don't shit for fucking days,
I don't know.
and they can say their max squat's like 80 pounds.
I know, but
and they take a 5-pound dump.
I feel like it would have to be like tiered. So you'd have to be like, okay, get like a 5x multiplier if it's like 500 pounds, a 4x multiplier. 400
Okay,
pounds.
sure, yeah.
Right,
For
so
the turd size.
So for your weight, you squat.
Okay.
Right. So I'm saying basically, if you have a 2-pound turd and a 400-pound squat,
Yes.
that's not the same as a 1.5-pound turd and a 500.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so that was kind of the way that I was thinking about it, and this has been about a year and a half
Of just contemplation,
of
just
me thinking about it since our first conversation. So I was hoping that he would be here so I could ask him if he had any other thoughts, or if he even remembered it at all, or you know,
Oh,
I
I
tried to block
guarantee
it
it.
out of his memory or not. Well, I think he thought that, and I do have to say it was good analysis.
okay.
His thought on it was that you should have diarrhea because it was the most efficient use of space in your gut.
Okay.
You know, liquid will stack better
Sure.
than a
Yeah,
solid,
yeah, yeah.
right? And he asked if
A
he asked me-
500-pound squat
No, he-
after 8 bean burritos.
Well, he was asking me if you could keep a butt plug in
Uh-huh.
and then basically like zero the butt plug on the scale
Okay.
and then have like horrible diarrhea that you keep in with the butt plug and then just let the weight pop it out of you and like shoot shit onto the scale and stand up with it. And I was like, I don't know, man. We'd have to go to the judges for that one.
You'd have to walk up pre-competition and be like, all right, can we tear
You
this?
need to waddle up to me. Hey guys, I can't hold this much longer. Can you weigh this for me? So, yes, that simulated theoretical interaction was pretty good, I'd say.
Nice. Another weird Olympic lift that would be good is if you could like, it's not as good as the shit one, but like hanging off the ledge and like trying to grab the weight of a small child to see if you could throw him up on the ledge. So you're just like basically hanging. If you can't do it, then you actually use a kid. And if you can't throw the kid up on the ledge, then you both just die.
So is it kind of like a strongman keg toss almost?
Yeah, kind of, but like you're literally hanging off of a cliff.
I mean, you
And
could
you're
do.
like-
See, that was a one that I had always wondered what you're talking, like hanging off a cliff, right? So
Yes.
say you take like, I know people who are very out of shape that think that if they were in like a life or death situation, they'd be able to pull themselves.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case for
Okay.
most people.
I agree with that. Okay, but I was one of the things I had thought about was simulate that, right? But I feel like it'd be funny to have like a child's sandbag where it's like just a profile of like a baby that's like filled with lead shot, and they're like, all right, and they've got you like hanging from a helicopter by one hand, and you're hanging out of this thing that's like flopping around in the wind, and you're like, all right, throw it up on the helicopter.
I can't do it because you always see in the movies like people like are like grab my hand. It's like, bitch, there is no fucking way you're hauling up even 100 pounds like that.
Yeah, well, that was in what I guess this is not at all the same, but in Hobo with the Shotgun, you remember that movie? There was the part where the woman gets her arm cut off, and then she picks the manhole cover up with a man whose head is stuck in it. So a 55 to 75-pound cast iron manhole cover,
Right.
with a 200-pound man dangling by
Naturally.
his neck that she picks up with what are these bones called?
Your forearm, your
ulna,
hematobus, and
your fibula or something.
Sure.
One of your bones in your arm, she stuck it in the hole
And
forklifted it up. And
dude, that movie's so fucking terrible.
That was awful. I remember
oh my god,
traumatizing you guys with that. But that movie in particular,
Smart TV guy, go watch Hobo with a Shotgun.
Yeah, that part. That's what I'm thinking. Basically, that could be another one. We cut someone's arm
there
off.
You go.
Expose the bone, stick it in the thing. Say, pick this up.
The exposed bone lift.
Yes, I do. I was also. I don't even know how to fit this in. I guess arm.
Just fucking say it. Just do it.
I like to have a flow to things. I feel like we've gotten better over 10 episodes about having a flow of things.
But I mean, at the end of the day, just fucking.
I know, but
jam it in. Don't spit on it. Don't lube it up. Just fucking.
Do you know who?
That was an old man sex joke right there.
Do you know who Devin Lariat is? Lariat?
No. Devin Lariat?
Yes. He's a arm wrestling guy, world champion.
Okay.
He looks like insane. Okay.
Okay. Yes, I do know who that is.
So
only by the clips I've watched.
Very funny guy. I followed him for a long time because of a lot of the lifting YouTube channels I watch, and he's like very, very funny guy.
Okay.
Genuinely, like, seems like a cool dude. He was a Canadian Special Forces guy for 9 tours straight and has been shot 7 times.
Really?
Yes.
I like this guy already.
Okay. So, but he is insane and come back from a lot of shit, like tearing his bicep and stuff, and still whatever.
Okay.
So I was like, man, I wonder what this guy has been. Okay, I haven't heard anything about him in a long time, and I knew that there was this arm wrestling dude who was he came in, kind of like took the whole world by storm.
Okay.
Right? And he basically, the thing that makes him special is that he has a absurd frame when it comes to arm wrestling because his wrists are huge, everything.
Sure.
And he also responds incredibly well to steroids.
Oh, okay.
So when you see him out of competing, he looks like a fat idiot.
Okay.
And when you see him competing, you're like, dude, you're like a literal gorilla.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, it's insane. The guy. So I have big wrists.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Can confirm.
I have big enough wrists that I genuinely have professional arm wrestler size wrists, apparently.
Okay.
And this dude has 4 inches on my wrist. Yes.
Wow. So like he's got.
Let me show you a picture of this. It's insane. The guy his name is Levon. I don't even know how you.
Dude,
Levon Sanginvilishi.
Dude.
Yeah.
What?
So he's 6'3". Look at his wrist.
It's the same size as his forearm.
I mean, it's absurd, right? So like that,
Yeah.
this is not edited. That's what he looks like on cycle.
Yeah, that's fucking
Okay,
ridiculous.
so, and I think he weighs. That's him versus that Devin guy. You can see the size. I mean, it's a different.
Wow.
Like
wow.
So he is. I mean,
My God.
he is the optimal size, like dimensions of his
Sure.
bones and stuff, and androgen receptors in the right place to be good at armor.
Yeah.
So, he beat Devin, and it was like not even fucking close. There was like a huge build up to it,
and it was just like done.
Yeah, I mean,
look
I
at
think
it,
it literally
dude.
was like I think the guy let Devin pull as hard as he could for like 30 seconds and like big
Wow.
dogged him, right? So I'm like, I wonder what Devin's been up to. I haven't seen anything about him recently. Like I haven't really been paying attention.
Okay.
So somebody posted he beat some up and coming. Devin apparently surgery and took a bunch of steroids and got huge.
Okay.
Moved up a weight class.
All right.
And
so there are weight classes.
Yes.
Okay.
And they posted a picture of what he looks like now, and I was like, what? He's like an evil clown. Yeah.
Dude, that's terrible.
And I could not believe it. And apparently,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So apparently he had like showed up to the weigh-in with full hair, and then before the like arm wrestling match, like shaved it to like intimidate the other guy.
Now I look
or
like
something.
a crazy sex clown.
He looks like an
guy.
evil clown, doesn't
Dude,
he?
that's fucking incredible.
This picture though, this might be the F cover pick.
All right. Yep. There you go.
But I don't.
Oh my gosh,
I don't
dude.
know, it's very funny. That it was
that
funny.
or the first one you showed me, because that is fucking ridiculous.
I mean, he's literally an evil clown. I don't know. I think I like the other one better. I think I like that one.
I'll never forget where you almost got us killed by calling the guy beating arm wrestling a bitch.
A bitch in Georgia. That was the start of it.
You either fuck me or fight me, and that's the rule.
That I don't know. That was that whole thing. I remember being like, I'm sorry if I said something you didn't like, and he responded by saying, "You don't call somebody a bitch in Georgia." And I said, "I don't know what you."
You should have been like, "Are you talking about the state or the country?" I'm unsure at this time.
I think that would have made him even angrier, because when that happened, I said, "You can't beat us, bitch," and he like went like 1,000-yard stare and started chugging whiskey.
Yeah, Rooster playing in the background, just like.
Yeah, and I remember being like, "Listen, man, I'm sorry if I said something that you didn't. Whatever, I didn't mean it. We were just playing around."
Yeah.
And then he started like getting like fucking mad, and I remember he said, "You don't call someone a bitch in Georgia," and I was like, "I don't know what you mean, and we aren't in Georgia. Like, I don't know what the fuck you want, man."
Oh, this is also like two 35-year-olds talking like what, two 20-year-olds?
Yeah, we couldn't buy liquor. That's why we were there.
Yeah,
so we were half the age, and this dude was. If it had come to blows, it would have been bad for him.
Exactly.
So, and I remember him talking. I remember me being like, I might actually have to fight this guy. So I stood up and was like trying to like kind of like shake the liquor out of the system. And him and the guy who owned the house were on the porch, and he kept like looking at me and like yelling at the guy who owned the house and pointing. I could see him through the glass door. And I remember thinking, I'm like, is he pointing at me to come out there and fight him? And
what's going on
and Brian
here?
was like, no, don't go out there. And we just left because it was like, dude, this is like fucking weird. But yes, so don't call me a bitch in Georgia. Is all I gotta say about that.
Fucking tell him. Can I piss in your crock? Nice.
Yes.
Oh.
So Levi's gonna go up. It'll be the first live, I guess not live, but the first recorded large glass white milk piss into the sump. You should probably move the cover. I actually. No, you'll be. I'm sure you're not the first one to do it, because the dude who lived here before me, based off of his relics that I've left, I think this might be a well-pissed sump pump. But I actually remember one time we were at work, and when Brian still worked with us, and I walked into the bathroom, and he was like, or I might have been in the stall in the bathroom, and he walked into the bathroom and like saw me and screamed, and I was like, dude, what? And he said he had apparently gone into autopilot and pulled his dick out as he was walking into the bathroom. And so he was like basically had headphones in, walking for like 10 feet, just like with his dick out, like basically like auto walked onto the urinal to like pee into it. So I don't know. What do you think about that?
I yelled at you to get the some bumps.
I might have to go pee in there in a minute, dude.
It's a pretty good time. Isn't that something we used to do it?
Yeah, that was I remember him telling us that I remember him
Piss in the crock, boys.
yeah, it was you can pee into the sump pump is what he'd say. And I remember we'd be in the basement and his parent we were like 17.
Right.
We were drinking down there and his parents were like yelling at us for drinking. I remember his dad came down and either you or had to have been you. Somebody was peeing in the sump pump and I thought he was gonna be mad about it and I was like, oh no. And then he was just like yelling at us and then he just walked over and started peeing in the sump pump too. And it was just
Well, I like the whole like yelling at you for drinking, but like, hey, stop doing that. Yes. Oh yes. Oh yeah. The like number one snack was like coconut oil popped popcorn. Well, dude, I just remember like it, pissing in the sump pump, that was acceptable. I remember one time, remember when I was drinking it for the flavor? I remember puking up and it just being like Molson Triple X and like popcorn. Uh-oh. Gotta go squeeze the shirt out.
the
We'll figure something out. Okay. It's always nice that when you get older, me saying this as like a 28-year-old, when the effects of the body become more and more extreme, because like you can be like I remember being like 15, 16, like waking up 5 o'clock in the morning, going to football lifting till 9, getting out, getting a fucking handle of vodka, drinking it all day at the beach, playing basketball, playing volleyball, and just like going home and being fine. And now I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh, I ate I ate a taco and ice cream last night. I don't feel good. And then just like shitting my pants. So yeah, getting old as hell. That's coming from me. Let me look through my notes here and see if I got anything nice and fun that I got. Oh, one interesting thing is I don't know if you guys know about this, but there is a quadruple amputee that was like a beanbag throwing champion that somehow got in trouble for like snorting lines and like shooting his best friend, even though he has no arms or legs. And to be honest with you, that's quite impressive to think about that. But if I had a retirement plan, it'd be a quadruple amputee and then shoot my best friend. So let's see. What else we got here? Dude, I don't know. Grant's the one with the schizo fucking answers that I just basically respond to. Man, maybe I should go shit. Maybe we should take the microphones into the bathroom and we can just like record ourselves shitting. It sounded pretty explosive, but I mean, what do you expect after covering tater tots and chicken nuggets with Japanese mayo and barbecue sauce? I mean, if that's not a recipe for Hershey squirts, I don't know what is. Also, like we said, we're downstairs in the basement doing a night cast. And in the corner there's one of these electronic litter boxes that I love because my mother-in-law also has one, and they're like, $500, $600, and they're marked to be like smell free, and then they're absolutely not smell free, even though they're supposed to be, and you just walk downstairs like, yum, cats. I love it. That'd be kind of nice though if you could like not have to wait for, I guess it is kind of a bathroom for a cat, right? Basically what I'm trying to say is I just wish I could just like shit myself and not have to do any cleanup and just like walk around. But hot take, here's a hot take. Yeah, not the ones where you get for like 3 bouts, like 3 pushes, right? Just the one like fucking I actually think, and I've heard this before, that it's more efficient and effective, right? Because when you're taking like you only have no wipers with hard shits, right? Where you take it and you're like, holy, and it hurts, and you're like, oh my gosh, how can this happen? But when you just like, if you got a fucking Hershey squirt or you got to take a shit, you walk into work, you take a shit, it squirts out, 2 wipes, you're done. It's clean. You're over. So what's the big stigma about diarrhea? It's fast most of the time, easy cleanup, and you feel better. I mean, honestly. So we should really destigmatize diarrhea. That's what I'm saying. Did you get it out? Really? Okay. Well, hey, there you go. I was just saying that hot take that diarrhea really not that bad. You get it in.
This stuff's pretty bad, man.
Yeah, but you get out. How many times do you have to wipe? Once or twice?
This
Done.
no, this is a soak.
This
buddy.
is an
This is a
ongoing
bad one. This was well. This was literally. I remember. This started with literally the guy pointing at me.
You're still continuing.
Yeah, this was only Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday. Okay, and I felt like my stomach was upset, but I was fine until this morning. And I know, when you like have a feeling like when I eat something, it doesn't seem right.
Uh-huh.
I know when it's like I can
You think
tell
the
you.
tater tots, chicken nuggets, Japanese mayo, and barbecue
No,
sauce have
that
any
was
play?
not it. Trust me, I know my own diet. That's not a problem. This body is built for that. Okay, it was when I took a bite of the beefy 5-layer that had it was like all bean and cream or sour cream, and it was like eating a Go-Gurt, and it like slurped into my mouth.
Yum.
And I swallowed it, and it felt like a rock hit my gut, and I'm like,
Weird.
yeah. And then like all day it was all day Thursday.
Dude, I get the same feeling of getting a beefy 5-layer and getting like basically all beans. I get the same feeling as looking at my taxes at the end of the year and seeing how much tax I give to the United States government. That feeling when you're like, oh fuck. When I get a beefy 5-layer and it's all beans, that's the same feeling I have.
Dude, this one in particular though, I knew as I was eating it, I'm like, maybe I should stop. And that's probably right. And it was like I said, it was all day Thursday. I was like, man, I don't feel good. Like whatever. I don't have diarrhea though. And this morning, it is when it started, and I thought back. I could like almost hear in my head the evil man laughing at me as I
Yes,
turned.
take another bite.
That's what I was thinking he was saying as I was turning, and he's pointing out at his arthritis fingers. He was diarrhea.
Dude, with the long drive to work, I have become my own master of diarrhea. Where I've been able to,
pants on the way to work all the time.
I conquer the demons. I'll wake up and be like, I'll be like, I can make it to work, and then just will it back. I like to think about like absorb the amount of hydration that's in the poo. What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. I forgot the second round of the draft is on.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna talk.
You should get Ben on to talk about it so we can just like
that's why I know about it. He just texted. So.
Can you fucking believe it?
We did draft a thing that I wanted. We drafted an
okay.
So better about.
All right. Okay.
So the guy we drafted is all right. Blake Miller.
Okay.
He played 3,800 snaps in college and missed 2 practices total.
Wow. So he's
an Ironman. So yeah, I don't think he's flashy, but it's what we.
To be honest, I will take somebody that stays healthy, that's mediocre, over someone that's good.
He's
that
not
will get
mediocre
hurt.
though. He was.
I didn't say he was. I just said I would take.
I know, but this is the misconception that there is about him, that because he's consistent, that he doesn't have a high ceiling. But when you look at his measurement, he technically was the second most athletic tackle draft. So he played on a shit team.
Who did he play for?
So the past 2 years, Clemson has underperformed by the widest margin of their expectation by any.
Wow, what a fucking nerd.
I mean, they were expected to. I think they were expected to make playoffs this year. It was a 12-team playoff this year.
Okay.
And I don't even think they This is the second year in a row that happened.
Wow.
Pretty sure that they lost the ACC to Duke in football.
What?
Like, LOL.
See, for a second, my brain kind of short circuited because they lost Duke. I'm like, yeah, everyone loses to Duke in basketball.
Yeah, no, I mean literally that's the so and but that's the thing that's crazy about this year too is technically so Miami made the national championship and they're in the ACC, but they didn't win the ACC. Duke won.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. That's funny. Did you just talk about diarrhea the whole time I was having diarrhea?
Basically, yeah. Then I talked about like the overpriced, underperforming cat rotational litter boxes that I know
Like
that
that
everybody
one?
has, and it's like, it's anti-scent. They work great. They're $1,000, and you're like, I can still smell the shit. So
That one is Rachel's dad had to multiple times.
oh. Yeah, they're so good.
Circuit board
My
failure.
my mother-in-law has one, and it's like literally in the main living space. It's like, yeah, this thing's great. You don't have to do anything. You walk in, it just smells like cigarettes, cat piss, and fucking shit.
I do think this one smells less like piss and more personally. So that's
yeah, I mean,
it still smells like shit and piss, but it's a less of a normal litter box. More of the piss and less of the shit, and this one's the other way around.
that's why all cats should live outside.
I don't mind the one that we have of the two because she outside.
There you go.
This one's all one of them.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Laying massive turds.
I was also thinking about some of the other stuff this week. Thinking about was the concept of extreme reverse
stealing.
Yes, so you like sprint into a store with a backpack full of stuff
Oh,
and like knock all the shit off the shelf and like put your own stuff on and
Okay.
like fucking push the cash register person over and run out and there's like people behind you recording it and stuff. Or like you like wait, you find like a rich guy who lives in like a house in like Malibu and you like set it up and like basically do like a whole heist where you like put like candles and stuff in his house.
like
that he-
mason jars full of coins and like
yeah,
shitty
but I'm
stuff.
saying I wouldn't even not even like that. Like I'm saying like not even like an end table that's like slightly worse than hit like knock his expensive one over and put like an IKEA one up.
Yes.
Or like something like that. But like I don't even like I was trying to think of like a way to even like I don't know how to. I'm just imagining a guy like have you seen that dude who gets arrested in Korea for like he's like a black guy who goes to Korea and it's like Nagasaki and then gets beaten up, put in prison. There's just I don't even know who the fuck he is. He's this black streamer who goes to Asian countries,
Okay.
basically just like pesters people in public.
Until he gets in trouble.
Yeah, and he got sentenced to hard labor, and
Oh wow.
that's part of what made me think of this.
Okay.
And I was looking at the stuff he was doing, and there was a compilation reel of him. He was in Japan on a public subway, just like holding a camera, and he like turns and he's like Nagasaki, Hiroshima, and people are like fuck you, like just like whatever. But in Japan, it's a lot more
yeah.
conservative, right? In Korea, they just beat the shit out of him and
Okay.
then threw him in jail. And they were like, maybe we can extradite him out to America. And they were like, no.
He's gonna
And
do this.
He had there was like the trial for him. I'm pretty sure the trial for him, they didn't let him sentence. And they like played the video of him being like ching chong, whatever the fuck he was doing. And they were like, yep, he's guilty. And they put him, so he is in a prison camp in South Korea. For real, I'm not kidding.
Dude, get what fucking deserved,
so
bro.
that was the thing that made me think of it because it was like such a kind of like a stupid, like not.
That's
like,
very funny.
Whatever. So I'm imagining that same like kind of like a streamer, like one of like it's a prank, bro, like that type of thing.
Like the people doing the Scientology speedruns.
That would be a good thing, like that type of thing.
Yeah.
Right. But imagine like guys with backpacks full of like
just shit, just
candles
stuff.
and like chairs and like
random trinkets.
Yeah, and
and
they
just
like take the guy's like family pictures off the wall and puts like stock photos up and stuff. And like that, there's like one guy holding the owner down and he's like screaming,
no,
and everyone's laughing,
knocking off Van Gogh off the wall and putting up like Michael's art.
It's like I'm not even picturing this being against like I guess I said Mal, but I guess in my head, I'm picturing it just being like a normal person, and their house gets invaded by people, and like all of their personal effects are like thrown aside, and it's just like
How could this happen?
yeah,
And then
like-
when they go to make an insurance claim, the insurance company's like, "Well, actually, shit was added to
I mean,
your
that's
house,
what I-
so
yeah,
you owe
literally.
me
yeah,
money."
it's literally like, yeah, well, actually, technically, value was added, so no crime was
Yes.
committed. Is what I'm imagining.
This
Or
is-
like a Target, and they like those like big things with the ball in them.
Yeah.
Like they like pull all of them out, and they put like fucking I don't know, like something more expensive in there, and like and they're like, stop, and it's like, no, we fucking got you guys.
This kind of makes me think of the like scrapper that like picked something up, dropped something off, and the other guy picked up the thing that the guy dropped off. I was thinking about having a business, just a reverse scrapper. So you're like, hey, I have a garbage removal company. And they're like, okay, well, we're clearing out this house. You're like, all right, we'll be there to pick it up. And you pick it up and you just like on your drive home, just offload it on
And yeah,
people's.
put it on their shit. That is actually a thing. Like what you're talking about.
Is it really?
That is a real thing.
You're
And
like,
there
yeah, I'll
are-
take care of this
so
scrap, no problem.
if
And you
you
just
go
dump it off
through-
on people's lawn.
that is literally a thing. And if you go through cities or dumpsters, like behind, like if you were to go into Pontiac or Detroit or probably Saginaw, and behind the big like Walmart and stuff, their dumpsters are padlocked
Yeah.
for that reason. Literally for that. I'm not kidding. And I know people who have done that,
Really?
where they pulled the carpet out of their house.
And be like, I need someplace to throw
No, they
this.
put it at the end of the street, and they didn't take it for like 3 garbage weeks in a row.
Oh.
And they loaded the probably cat piss soaked
Yeah.
carpet that had also been rained on in the back of their
For
truck.
3 weeks.
And they drove around until they found a business that like had just had their garbage removed by the company, and then just like jammed it into the
Oh
dumpster.
my gosh. Yeah, dude, but I mean, think about it. I mean, like reverse scrapping, reverse garbage dumping.
What I was imagining when you said reverse scrapping at first was you run a business where you're building functional equipment. You're like waiting at a scrapyard for a crackhead to drop off like an extension cord, and you're like, all right, I'll pay you scrap. So you have like, like that
Yes.
guy I showed you who was like, yeah, paid $200 for this cord
Yep.
and drove 2 hours and whatever. Like that's what I was picturing. That is actually stuff that we kind of done that, where there used to be one of the places that we used to have a building at was by a scrapyard, and we would see people drive by with like a drill press. Like, we'll pay you scrap for that, and they'd be like, all right. And it was like a fully functional,
Sure.
whatever. So I guess kind of we did
We were-
technically,
Enter into the reverse scrappage.
technically, yeah. I mean that's
Wow.
like in Mad Men when these whatever marketing. When
I don't
ever
think I've
watch
ever
Mad
seen
Men?
Mad Men.
well the guy who I fucking know anything. There's a guy who's like, I thought of it. Someone else thought of it too, but I thought of it independently. Like that's what you did right there.
Ah.
So the thing that I didn't explain, that's just what happened.
So like every boomer that was like, I have this great idea. Somebody already did it, but I thought of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I'm trying to think of anything else. We did run over last.
Okay.
We did.
Hmm.
There was a couple of other things that I know that I wanted to talk about, but I want to save some
Okay.
because I had some anime stuff that I wanted,
Sure.
which I don't even know if it's necessarily fair because I don't think he's really a big anime guy.
You'd be surprised.
I'm saying Defender.
Fuck yeah.
Like I think he acknowledges it's stupid,
Sure.
but just enjoys
It's stupid,
it.
but I like it.
Yeah,
I
that-
understand the
that's-
sentiment.
That's what
Yes.
I'm saying. So I don't know. Do you have anything you'd like to say before we can fill 2 more minutes to get to 1?
2 more minutes. Yeah.
Give
I'm
me a theoretical situation. We have to get good at our what's the word with an improv? Yeah.
or good improv.
Yeah.
Driving to work and intentionally causing a scene so you don't feel bad about getting to work late. Be like, sorry, I don't know what to tell you. So like you're there, you're like waiting for the meeting, and the meeting's about to happen in 2 minutes. You're 15 minutes away, and all of a sudden you're like, you see like a
Run a kid
scrap of
over and
metal
take a
on the side of
picture.
the road, and you just run over, pop
I
your
was
tire.
thinking hit a kid and be like, yeah, this kid just got hit. We're gonna be or
Yeah, sorry, this kid. Like you're driving, and like some kid's waiting for the bus to go to school.
It's like, you know, that did actually on the way home the other day. That is kind of what happened because I was like coming up. I don't want to say the name of the road.
Yeah.
We keep saying it, but there's the road off 75.
Yep.
Okay. there's a neighborhood, and we had to keep that bug is harassing you,
Yeah, it is.
and you the entire road got down for like full size. There were bus stop, and there were 2 cars, and just red all over the. And you had to go through a neighborhood, turn back on the road to like bypass it, and they were taking pictures, which is normally
not
whatever.
a good.
Yeah, so now that you said that, that might have been a guy who was like,
I'm late for the meeting.
yeah, just like sandwiched a kid between a car and was like, sorry, man. That did piss me off because I had to wait for a fat cop to get out of his car to yell at me to stop for kids on dirt bikes
Oh,
to go in front of me on the sidewalk so that I go through the neighborhood.
oh, okay.
And I was like, all right, this is just,
Fucking thanks, dude.
maybe I should have ran him
You know what? At least you have an excuse to be late to work.
through. Do you have any closing statements?
Closing statements. About to have a kid again. That's gonna be really fun. Pirate sounds and everything like that. So
Are you,
wish me luck.
when is that?
I don't know. It could be like today or like next week or something.
I have to bother someone.
I
Be on here with me.
remote in. Hold on,
There's
Mitch.
a
Oh,
child.
hold on,
screaming.
baby. Yes. Hold on, Vicky. I got a cast. I mean, hey, if Matt McCusker can do it.
Yeah, but that was one of the most insane things I'd ever heard, where he was trying to show pictures on his phone to the mic and claim he wasn't like fucked up. He must have been on Adderall.
Oh yeah.
I guess you could do that.
Hey, me and Adderall, we have a strenuous relationship. So
All right. Well, episode 10 is over. Bye.
bye.